And what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of FanBros Show, the voice of the urban geek for all nerds. The only podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. And as always, it's your boy, DJ Ben Amin, a.k.a. Lightwork Yagami, Quantum Leech, a Max, Professor Excellent, God of Your, Premium Peter Parker, Chris Ragnarok, Big Dick Grayson Energy, Black Goliath, YOLO Baggins, Lando Californication, A Ghost in the Shell Toe, amongst other things, the Wakanda's favorite DJ, the Kevin Bacon of the internets, Arsenio Holodeck. Nice. I like that. And as always, I am joined by
Tatiana King Jones, the Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as Princess Preach, aka Chance the Parappa, aka Lambo Calrissian, aka Gin and Juice Urso, aka Gem and the Hall of Fame, also known as Queens of the Amazon Prime subscription, also known as Aaron Yeagerbaum, also known as Edward Scissorhands, also known as Trill Quiss.
Nice. And sitting in the third seat, we have.
It's your man, Jeff J, a.k.a. Miles Morasets, Earth, Wind, and Firestorm, LeVar Bourbon, Bagger Vance Astro, Lee Gin and Juice, Rick Thunderbolt Ross, and the Jaka Khan, Fax the Destroyer, and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And the Jaka Khan.
Neil Deadass Tyson.
Yeah.
There we go.
And the Jaka Khan, I really like that one. That's very unique.
Very well done. And like we said before, welcome to FanBros Show, the voice of the urban geek. Thank you all for listening, for everyone subscribing on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on YouTube. If you're watching, watch these magic hands, hit that subscribe button right there. Hit that subscribe, hit that like.
I love how you point down like there's ever going to be any special effects or graphics that pop up. That doesn't matter.
But no, see, when I'm pointing down at the subscribe and like buttons on YouTube. So hit them right there. There we go. And if you're listening, thank you, iTunes, Spotify, all those different places where you can find us. Shout outs to all of y'all. It has been yet another huge week in geek, as we like to say here. I mean, not really. We don't really like to say that. That's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, who would ever talk like that for real? That's like horrible. But yes, San Diego Comic-Con did just pass. We were not in attendance. Would you believe that? I mean, shout outs to San Diego Comic-Con and their media team.
Do the Price is Right loser horn.
Yo, it's all right, man. I had to wash my hair anyway the whole weekend. So
true. I was busy.
Jump off, Jeff.
Here we go.
But I was salty when I explained why we were not at San Diego Comic-Con. But that being said, there were some very cool people at San Diego Comic-Con. Shouts to a few people from Nerds of Prey who were there. Shouts to the Blur Girl who was there repping for sci-fi, and many others that were there. Shouts to Valley Complex. There was a lot of people there. So there was the contingent holding it down, getting the great scoops for us. And at the same time, we were following the news.
And shout out to the unpaid volunteers who were there.
Word.
Did y'all hear anything about that, by the way?
No.
It was very quiet.
Mad quiet, as it should be. I saw a couple pictures, but it wasn't, these people that we speak of before. It was just some other people representing that brand who were there.
Man.
Yeah, that's all I can say on that.
Old, I guess. Listen, I would have went out there like a credit union, my G.
Ooh, yeah.
In pockets and asking names. Ma'am, do you represent brand who will not be named?
Wow.
Maybe one of these days,
my Lord and Savior Chase Bank.
Maybe one of these days we'll stop sub podcasting to this other brand.
I drop names, but y'all gonna bleep me out. So
I'm not gonna bleep you out. But yeah, so anyways, like we said, at San Diego, mad trailers dropped, mad news dropped, stuff that we really were waiting for forever, and some stuff that we wasn't really feeling like that. We posted some of it. I know we talked about the Titans trailer that got very mixed reviews. We talked about the Young Justice season 3 trailer. What else is coming back? Star Wars, Clone Wars is coming back.
Yep.
it was some really good stuff. Oh, they announced that there was a Supergirl announcement. Like, there was just mad announcements. Like, did this year feel better than last year to you guys? Or did it not really feel as exciting?
It felt the same to me, like a bunch of major announcements. I think the impact of the announcements are what were different, because certain stuff is going to hit more than others. So, for example, Supergirl is introducing the first trans superhero.
And actually played by a trans actress.
So that's really dope.
That's huge.
You know, Uncanny X-Men is coming back as a comic book. So Blue and Gold are going to end and then come back. So that's one of my favorite comic books ever. The Uncanny X-Men line. So that's going to come back. There was a lot of good stuff. You know, we got Murderverse Titans.
Did you have any feelings about the Aquaman trailer?
Oh yeah. I didn't think I would care about fish like that since Finding Nemo and Echo the Dolphin and whatnot. But
some people called it Black Panther Underwater.
Atlantis forever.
Atlantis.
I saw that hashtag. I started screaming because somebody put the emoji of a dolphin and then the X. I lost it. Atlantis forever.
Oh my gosh.
The power of the Prince of Atlantis was stripped away.
So we have our show title there. But yeah, all these dope, some dope, some questionable trailers, all of them, most of them are on the FanBros IG. Hit us up at FanBros Show. Make sure you are following us because we are going overtime. If you have not noticed, our IG is very, very, very popping right now. And it is not stopping. In fact, it's getting even more popping as we go along. So also, if you were following it, you would have saw that we just gave away a bunch of free tickets to see Ant-Man, like 60 free tickets to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. So good kudos to everyone who was involved in that, and congratulations to you. But like I said, if you want to be part of the crew and get shit for free 99, you got to be following us.
I mean, she said it. You know, and I wasn't really blown away by Aquaman, et cetera, et cetera. I thought, you know, Shazam, all that. There were some cool trailers. All of it was cool. I was more concerned, sadly, with, you know, people playing themselves at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, yeah, shout outs to Jeff Loeb. You know, I don't know what he does at Marvel. He's a big wig. He was definitely a great writer in his time. And, you know, this year he showed up at the Iron Fist panel wearing a gi and referencing Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid and talking about how something, I think he was like, he'd been trained by Mr. Miyagi to deal with the haters or something. It's just all kinds of wrong on so many levels. Like, you know, the Karate Kid itself is really weird because, dude, you know, Mr. Miyagi is a Japanese, you know, man who's teaching a Chinese martial art, which is karate instead of kung fu. That's from the jump. And then the fact that, you know, with Marvel's history with Asian characters and with Asian misrepresentation, what's my man's name, Jeff? CB Cebulski? Yeah, CB Cebulski, who is now their editor-in-chief, who for years wrote under a Japanese surname and invented a whole Japanese identity, like faked being a Japanese person so he could write comics.
Yeah, thank you for making it clear. He did more than just use a pen name. He faked a whole personhood.
Yes. Set up interviews with this dude.
It's like Earth 2 Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. It's definitely not Ghost in the Shell Teller.
It is not Ghost in the Shell Toe. It is definitely not, because at least those shell toes are authentic. But Jeff Loeb is the EVP of Marvel Television. So he was definitely lost in the sauce.
Yeah, completely lost in the sauce. The actress who played Colleen Wing then went on, like, it might have been scripted, but she told him to take all that off, and he did. But it was just silly in the, you know, first place. And
he looks like a walking dad joke.
Yeah, and it's just the idea, you know, that Marvel does not respect Asians, and people have talked about this, how there's very few Asian actors and actresses. There's not yet a lead character who's an Asian superhero other than like Daisy on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And
Ming-Na Wen.
It just, I mean, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is probably the best they do. And it just keeps going on and on. When you have people like CB Belushi and then you have Jeff Loeb doing this type of stuff, it's just ridiculous. It just goes on and on to show that they do not respect enough. You know, they have things like Black Panther, and then they turn around and do this.
Did you make him a Belushi brother just now?
He did.
Oh, that's wild disrespect. Wild disrespect.
That's intentional disrespect. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, Ben.
I mean, to the Belushi brothers, that's disrespectful. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, seriously. Wildly disrespectful. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, but I see your point, Ben, and I mean, this is something that we've talked about here and there, but to really, I think it's important that we keep talking about it. The fact that we always talk about there's the little bit of person of color representation. Well, there's very, very little Asian representation as well. And then in the cases where you would think that they would take a turn or try something new, that they don't. And I never understood that. When they say things like, oh, well, so-and-so doesn't sell overseas. Well, actually,
that's a lie.
And all the money right now is kind of coming from a place called China. So, I mean, like, lots of your stuff is getting financed out of there. So it's kind of weird to me that you wouldn't, maybe go for one group in that area. But I don't know.
Yeah. And especially when now Chinese movies, that are produced in China are outselling American made movies.
Heavy.
I
just hope that less whitewashing when it's, or as they say, yellow wash. Are they yellow washing? Someone had mentioned yellow washing, but whitewashing of Asian characters, like, or when you see situations such as the Iron Fist situation, which is actually a little bit better now, but when you have a choice where you can reintroduce or fix a past mistake, because that was all out a past mistake, having that, very distinct Asian background, Asian culture, and then sticking a white guy in it. Like, they could have easily put in an Asian actor there. I don't understand why they didn't.
Right.
It was kind of an easy layup.
Yeah, well, but I would also say it's a weird situation where you also have years and years and years of canon where they had this character, they had him established. Yeah, they could have changed it to make it, correct some of the mistakes and have it be a different type of character. And I think it would have been really easy, but I do think you have to demand for it, but at the same time see how they're handling everything else. And I think the issue with it is that they're not handling. They've had too many stumbles, and there's always talk about being on the front lines for people of color, and where you see the injustice everywhere, not just with your own. Because if we all ain't free, then none of us are free. You know what I'm saying? So we do need to speak up when we see a lack of Asian representation or any type of minority representation that should be represented well, especially if it's misrepresented. So I do think maybe some people over at Marvel need diversity and inclusion training, like maybe something like that. I don't know, but I would love to see. Well, first off, they probably are going to need to start either putting their Asian characters at the forefront, which I know they're doing in the comics here and there, but creating new characters, maybe taking some characters in from the comics and that their race doesn't define who they are, and bending them to get that representation too, where it makes sense. There's a lot of smart options, and I think Marvel does a lot of smart things, but they're stupid with the easy smart things.
Let's keep it real though. Like, I mean, the easiest options is not to come to panels dressed like that, like, and not to, people in editor-in-chief positions who fake lives. Like, that's the easiest options right there. As
I said, the easiest things to be smart about, they're being stupid about. So, I can't speak for anything with Jeff Loeb. Like, I saw that and I was like, yo, did he get into the Henny before the panel? It was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? When it's in the system, it ain't no telling. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but it's just, I've always said these studios need a my G title or role, and I will be happy to fill that. So when you thinking of doing something, you run it by the my G department. And then I will tell you, my G, don't do that.
Not my shit.
Not my shit. Don't do that. My people will come for you. Their people will come for you. I don't think you should do that. Just pay me every 2 weeks, 1st and the 15th, and we are good to go.
Word up. And with that, we are going to take a quick break right here because we have a huge episode. I can't even talk right now because it's so crazy ahead of us.
Wild.
I mean, just
wild.
Silly right now. An interview with one of the gods of film coming up after the break. I'm going to say no more. If you've read the description, you already know what it is. We'll be back with more of this.
Say no more, fam.
FanBros, FanBros.